topic, that is spanning trees. Suppose let G be a connected graph. Let G be a connected graph. A subgraph T. A subgraph T of G is said to be a subgraph T of G is said to be a spanning trees. Is said to be a spanning tree. Is said to be a spanning tree if T is a tree. If T is a tree and if T contains all the vertices of G. If T contains all the vertices of a G, then we say that T is a spanning tree of G. Suppose we have a graph G, that is connected graph, and a subgraph T of a G is said to be a spanning tree if T is a tree and if T contains all the vertices of G. Since the spanning tree of a graph G is a subgraph of G that contains all the vertices of G, and T is a maximal subgraph of G. T is a maximal subgraph of G because it contains all the vertices of G. So that the T is a maximal subgraph of G and also T contains all the vertices of a G. So we can say that a spanning tree is also a maximal tree. So that the edges of a spanning trees are called branches here. Edges of the spanning trees will be called edges of spanning trees. Edges of the spanning trees are called branches. So a connected graph G having a subgraph T is said to be a spanning tree if T is a tree and it contains all the vertices of G. And T is a maximal subgraph of G. T is a maximal subgraph of G because of that G contains all the vertices of a G. T contains all the vertices of a G and is a maximal subgraph of a G. So therefore the spanning tree is also called a maximal tree. And the edges of the spanning trees are called branches. We know that G having a vertices n. Suppose G having the vertices n, then T also have a vertices n. If it has a vertices n, it is clear that it also have n minus 1 edges because G is connected having a n vertices. A subgraph of G is also a connected. Therefore, T also have a n vertices. And T is also a connected. Therefore, it has n minus 1 edges. A spanning tree also have n vertices and n minus 1 edges. And in the spanning tree of a graph G, the edges of G which are not in T. The edges of a G which are not in G are called the chords. Edges of a G which are in G, not a T. The edges of G which are not in T, those are present only in the G, those are called chords. Chords of G with respect to T. And the set of all edges which are not in T means the set of all chords of a G. The set of all chords of a G is called the complement. Of T in G. The set is called chord set. The set is called chord set. The set is called chord set. So here, suppose T is your spanning tree and the chord set or the complement of T is indicated by like this, and union of T and complement of T will give us a graph G here. For example, suppose consider a graph with the vertices V1, V2, V3 and join the edges here like as manner V4 and V5. V1, V2, V3, V4, V5. I am taking a tree that having all the vertices V1, V2, V3, V4 and V5, and we are connecting the tree in the manner like this. Consider it as a T and consider this one as a G. So T also have all the vertices of a G here, and now the vertices which are present in G, not a T. So consider all the vertices V1, V2, V3, V4 and V5. Just note down the edges which are not in T. So this vertices is present and this also vertices is present. This edge between the vertices V1, V3 and edge between V2, V3 is present, but the edge between V1 and V2 is not present here. So draw the edge between V1 and V2 and the edge between V2, V4 and V2, V5. V2, V4, V2, V5 and the edge between V3, V5. Edge between V3, V5. Remaining all edges are present here. So we just noted here the edges which are only in a G, not a T. So that is the complement of T. If you combine the T and complement of T, we get a G. So that the spanning tree is defined for a connected graph G. T is said to be a spanning tree if T is a tree and if T contains all the vertices of G. And it is also called a maximal. T is a maximal tree. And the edges of the spanning trees, these edges will be called a branches. And the edges which are in G, not a T, those will be called chords. And set of all the chords, the set of all chords of a G is the complement of T. And the set of the edges of the set, those which are present in G, not in T, will be called a chord set. And we combine a T union complement of T. If we combine T and complement of T, we get a graph G here. But in the disconnected graph, we cannot find in a disconnected graph with the n vertices, in a disconnected graph with the n vertices, we cannot find a spanning tree. We cannot find a spanning tree for the disconnected graph with the n vertices. But each component of the disconnected graph, each component of a disconnected graph, each component of a disconnected graph can have a spanning trees. Can have spanning tree. Each component of a disconnected graph can have a spanning tree here. But the spanning trees together, these spanning trees together form spanning forest. Spanning trees together form spanning forest. a disconnected graph with the n vertices. For the disconnected graph with the n vertices, we cannot find a spanning tree. But for each component of a disconnected graph can have a spanning tree here. These spanning trees together form a spanning forest here. But it is one thing is clear that a spanning tree itself is a, it is obvious that every tree is a spanning tree of itself. A tree itself is a spanning tree. Tree itself is a spanning tree. Also, a connected graph can have more than one spanning tree. A connected graph can have more than one spanning tree. A connected graph can have more than one spanning tree here. So take the example for that. Suppose we have a graph with the vertices v1, v2, v3, v4. So one tree I can write v1, v2, v3, v4. This one is your graph G, connected graph G. So for this connected graph G, I taken a one spanning tree that is having the vertices v1, v2, v3 because all vertices should be present. And I draw the edges only v1, v2, v1, v3, v1, v4. Now I am going to draw the one more tree that having the same edges v1, v2, same vertices v1, v2, v3, v4. But I am taking the edges only. So I am taking the edges between the vertices v1, v3, v2, v3, v3, v4 only. So these are the two spanning trees. For the same graph, we can form a more spanning trees here. But I taken only two graphs here. So we can find 6 more spanning trees for this same graph. So now I am moving to the theorem here. So the theorem is, consider a theorem. A graph is connected. A graph is connected if and only if a graph is connected, if and only if it has a spanning tree. So proof will be done. A graph is connected if and only if it has a spanning tree. A graph is connected if and only if it has a spanning tree means first we have to assume that a graph is connected and then we have to prove that it has a spanning tree. And in the next we have to prove that we have to consider G is a spanning tree and then we have to prove that G is a connected. So first we have taken let G be a connected graph. Let G be a connected graph. Suppose the G is a connected means G has no cycles. If G is connected, then G has no cycles. If G has no cycles means then G is a tree. If G is a tree and we know that G itself is a spanning tree. G itself is a spanning tree because we have declared that a tree itself is a spanning tree. So same is applied here. Suppose G is a connected graph if G has no cycles. If G has no cycles, then G is a tree. If G is a tree means G itself is a spanning tree. So that is one way. Suppose if G has a cycles. If G has a cycle. First we assumed G has no cycle. Then it is clear that G is a spanning tree. Suppose G has a cycles. If G has a cycles, deleting an edge from the each cycle. Suppose if we deleting an edge from each cycle. Deleting an edge from each cycle, we form a graph G dash which is free from, which is cycle free, because we are deleting every edge from every cycle. So if we delete every edge from each cycle, then we get a graph G dash which is cycle free. If it is a cycle free means connected. Cycle free, we form a cycle free connected and contains all the vertices. Contains all the vertices. Contains all the vertices. This graph G dash is a spanning tree of G. Spanning tree of G. Spanning tree of G. Thus, G has a spanning tree. Thus, G has a spanning tree. First, we have taken G is connected. Suppose in the connected, G has no cycles, then G is a tree. If G is a tree means G itself is a spanning tree. So the proof is completed. Suppose if G has a cycles. Suppose G has a cycle, we form a subgraph of G by deleting an edge from the each cycle. We get a subgraph G dash which is cycle free and also connected. If we delete a edge, no vertices will be deleted. That contains all the vertices. G dash contains all the vertices and it will be free from the cycle. Then G dash is a spanning tree. Because in the spanning tree should be have all the vertices of a G. All the vertices of a G and also the T, it should be a tree. It should be a tree means there should not be a cycles. So thus G has a spanning tree. Now we are proving it in suppose. Now we are proving it in conversely. Let G has a spanning tree. Let G has a spanning tree T. So suppose T is a tree. So we are clear that it is since T is a tree. If T is a tree means there exists a path between every pair of vertices. There exists a path between every pair of vertices in T. So if there is a path between every pair of vertices in a T means since T is a, there exists a path between every pair of vertices and also T is a spanning tree. Also T is a spanning tree. If it is spanning tree means T contains all the vertices. All vertices of G. All vertices of G. Therefore, there is a path between every pair of vertices in G. Hence, G is connected. If there is a path between every pair of vertices in a G, then it is called connected. Therefore, there is a path. Therefore, there is a path between every pair of vertices in G. Hence, G is connected. Hence, G is connected. first we have assumed that G has a spanning tree. Suppose G has a spanning tree T. We know that in a tree there exists a path between every pair of vertices in T. If T is a spanning tree and T contains all the vertices of G, that we have assumed that T is a spanning tree. According to the definition of the spanning tree, tree contains all the vertices of G, and also there exists a path between every pair of vertices in T. If there is a path between every pair of vertices, means that is inversely says that there is a path between every pair of vertices in G. Hence, we declare that G is connected. So, the theorem says that a graph is connected if and only if it has a spanning tree. So, we prove here G is connected, then we have to prove that G has a spanning tree. And next we have to prove in the conversely. Suppose G is having a spanning tree, then we have to prove that G is a connected. So, we have to prove theorem in conversely also. First, we have assumed that G is a connected graph. Suppose G is a connected graph and G has no cycles. If suppose G has no cycles, then G is a tree. If G is a tree, means G itself is a spanning tree. Suppose G has a cycles. If we assume suppose G has a cycles, we form a subgraph by deleting an edge from each cycle. In the each cycle, we have to delete an edge here. Then we form a subgraph G dash, which is cycle free and also connected and contains all the vertices of G. So, therefore, G dash is a spanning tree of G. So, thus we have proved that G has a spanning tree. So, we prove the theorem by conversely also. G has a spanning tree T. If G has a spanning tree T, means T is also a tree. And according to the definition of a tree, there is a path between every pair of vertices in T. If there is a path between the pair of vertices in a T, then it is clear that G also have a path between every pair of vertices in G. And also T is a spanning tree and T contains all the vertices of a G. That implies that G is a connected.